Well, let's see. Let's straighten this up there. Good morning, everyone. It's fucking like 5:30 a.m. on Sunday. 10:30 last night. Yesterday I decided to drive the car. Wear a dress, relax, have some air conditioning. At 10:30 last night, I decided to get my jokers on the way home, and I shit you not, as soon as I passed Jamie's Memorial, the car started bucking and spitting and whining just like the bike did. I don't know what this fucking sixth sense of humor is about. I don't know what the powers that be are trying to tell me if Jamie's saying, hey, slow down. Smell the flowers. Or get your shit fixed and get the fuck up out of here. I don't know what he's saying, but either way, when I go by the memorial, my car seems to break or my bike seems to break. So regardless, neither here nor there. It bucks and cuts, and I hit a downhill slope, and I pop started that bitch, and I've got it 2 jokers. At which point, it took a lot of organizing drunks and such, because if you had cables, then your hood didn't open, or if you had a car, then you didn't have cables, or it was miscommunication. I got to jump, and I made it all the way back to the Hall Spencer intersection. Pulled out the road, and it kind of died, at which point, it died pretty quick as far as all news go. Then it started to roll backwards down the hill, away from the intersection. I tried to pop start a couple times in reverse. Needless to say, it didn't work. So I get to the bottom of the hill, and I'm down there in the dark with my fucking little blinkers just barely blinking, and I see my little friends come into the intersection and keep going. So finally I called. Jokers was chaos. Nobody could put 2 together, so I called a handlebar, and Shantae sends KJ. He jumped me off. Made about 1,000 feet. He had to jump me off again. Back to the handlebar. So that's what? It's 3 jumps. Back to the handlebar. I let it ride on Shantae's charge for about 30 minutes. And I jumped in that motherfucker and I hauled ass. And I made it actually to the interstate, down the interstate. And I literally rolled off the interstate onto the Cherry Road, Fort Mill side, and just barely hit that Exxon. I coasted in the Exxon. I got a jump after about 10 minutes of waiting. Nice young man again. He didn't stick around too long, and that jump didn't last but to the Circle K. Yeah, it's getting shorter. So I get there, and it takes forever, and these hoochie mamas pull up in their Mercedes. They're dancing and twerking at the pump, and after so much annoyance, I finally just say, hey, you know what? Can you give me a jump? Because that'll run them off, or either get them to help me. But this girl never opened a hood before in her life. Now, her heels were on point. They were like the tie-up stilettos, and she had all her bling-bling, baby fat, whatever the hell. Never opened the hood of a car before in her life. Could not figure out how to open the hood on this Mercedes. And actually, without being able to get in the car, neither could I. So, a guy come up, one of us ladies needed some help, and that bitch twerked the fuck up out of there and left him with me, bless his heart. So he did. He jumped me. We talked a minute, and that jump lasted me from Circle K on Celanese all the way to the dark spot just before the QT there at the airport. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I'm standing there in the middle of Celanese forever. It's dark. And not a soul. And then all of a sudden, this little lady pulls up. I thought it was a cop. She had a sheriff. But it was a security guard. She gets out as soon as she does. Rock Hill City pulls up behind her. And lo and behold, the muscle-bound Johnny Bravo from the other day when I was kidnapped from the Lyft driver. Okay. Here he is, this little genius of wonder. And he mentions, oh, you could just call Lyft. And, first thing out of his mouth, actually, just like when he had the epiphany that my car was indeed stopped the other day. So we're making headway there. So, yeah. They pushed the car out of the hammer lane into the middle. The lady helps, and it's all her. She's spearheading this idea. The rest of them are just standing there in a daze. So then you have a city, a county, and this lady in the middle of the road. They push the car over. They let her think that they're going to jump me, and she takes off. Well, guess what? Johnny Bravo takes off. And guess what else? The Rock Hill City, number 88, Let's give it up for number 88, fucking night shift. Let's keep him on that night shift for the next 15 years, shall we? Because damn. These two dudes skedaddle. Oh, they got a call. No, these are some lazy, fucking dusty, poor excuse. I'm sorry for their mother. That's all I could say. But yeah, they ditched out. Poor this girl, she said she had a gut feeling these guys weren't gonna keep their word. Yeah, we all get that feeling these days, fellas. Just, I'm telling you. So she come back. We're jumping me off. And the state trooper pulls up and he goes, hey, you were just down at the... Yes, I was. I was just down there getting a job. Yeah, you probably just watched me waiting for someone to... But he'd be observant. He was, and he chit-chatted with us. And he was okay. Until, you know, finally I just got tired of hanging out with cops in the middle of the street and pulled the cables off, and I made it from the QT airport to the Murphy in Newport. My journey home has now banked out at about 4.5 hours. And I sit right here, right now, in the Murphy in Newport. An hour and a half later, I've been trying to get a Lyft or an Uber. Now, y'all, this is 4:30, 5:30 in the morning. So before y'all start going, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you call me? Because it's 4:30 and 5:30 in the morning, people. I'm not dead. It's not an emergency. But Uber and Lyft, from I'd say 4:30 till now, which has got to be close to 6 by now, has nothing available. Uber just popped on like they woke up the cabbie, and like I just grabbed an Uber. Hopefully it's coming if it hasn't canceled while I've been on this video. But it is indeed my alternator. If I'm wrong, Bert will tell you at a later date. But just these cops and their willingness to stand in the road until every time I told someone it was my alternator, they wanted to tell me how. It's just, you don't have to fix it. You just gotta listen and help. That's all, guys. You gotta prove that you're smarter. You don't gotta prove that you know the difference between a battery and an alternator, what's happening and what's not. Just when I tell you something, just trust me. I mean, you should just trust women when they tell you shit. Probably. I'm not that, you know, I know it's not the same way for us, but I mean, you know, take that little blessing in life, maybe. We've pretty much gone through all the criticism in our head before we open our mouth, because at this point in the game, I think. But yeah, so my recent upheaval of order has left me, and I found this out when I had to take the kidnapping lift home from the hospital the other day, that I no longer have a emergency contact, and I no longer have a person to call for help. I had a friend one time that could count on me no matter what, 24/7. A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of tears lost over that one. And you think because you're a good friend that you're going to get good friends back. That's not how it works, y'all. You just have to be a good friend. Just like that lady that stopped and helped me on the road, you know, she stops and helps people all the time. But at the end of the day, there's nobody there to save her, is there? Certainly not those two cops. You know, at the end of the day, there's nobody to save her because she's busy saving everybody else. And I see that. I see that in her, and I was so thankful for that she stopped for me. Because, like I said, she'll find out just like I found out. Just because you are a good friend doesn't mean that you have good friends. Doesn't mean that you'll get one in return. Just because you risk your life or give your life or give your best and your all or your soul or your heart to someone doesn't mean they're going to give it back. Just because you give someone respect and honesty doesn't mean they're going to give it back. And that's, you know, that's a hard one. That's a hard one because I'm still learning that, you know, you can invest everything you have, your heart and soul, into a person in there, and it doesn't mean they're going to give it back to you. You're not going to get a return on that. And it just sucks, man, because right now I could use a friend like I've been, and I could use, like I planted a friend, but that ain't what grew. What grew is a monster, really, and something more than an enemy. It's a destroyer. It's a destroyer of the soul that made it grow. It's fucked up how the world works. Okay, recap. Rock Hill City and the county, you need to get these women on the force to teach the men how to be, just so that they don't, just mass disappointing the community. That'd be great. Start.
Please charge.
Got to charge and check on this Uber. Y'all, if you're coming through Newport, come by to Murphy. Come see me. I feel like I'm going to be here a minute. Just saying. And I'm also going to need y'all to dig up any mechanic, lumberjack, construction type friends and offer them up, because I need a man, and I need one that is a man and knows what a man is. And if he plays acoustic guitar, you get an extra 25 points. I think a mechanic's probably going to be. What? Ah! Fucking thing is. Fucking somebody come get me from this Murphy. Bye.